Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to have some fun showing a deck that I've been playing in some tournaments, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a variation on a deck we played previously, but I went ahead and added some raccoons into it, and it actually worked really well. So let's hop into it, and y'all can see what the craziness is I've been playing. But we've got 4 Torch the Tower, because we do need this for early stuff like rabbits, for mono red, even for the like Boros tokens type stuff. You got to buy yourself a little bit of time. Same thing here with Get Lost. These are mostly for early things. Then we have Wandertail Mentor. Now this can help us cast some of our other stuff or just grow bigger since we have a lot of things that cost 4 or more in the deck. Fortune lets us reuse a lot of cards, and we're going to show those here in a second. Breaches. Now this is one that I think if you were going to replace a card in the deck, it would be this. However, the treasure does matter from here. It is a first striker that's good for blocking, and it can occasionally just make something like Shieldred or even a Preacher just not block if you want to get through to a Planeswalker or something like that. So it's helped out, but this would be the one card I would replace if you're thinking about adding more copies of something else. Watley actually has been really cool, helping us double search for lands a lot of times, but occasionally just flipping to the backside is cool, and that leads us to be able to go get our big dinosaur we'll talk about here in a second. Moira has been super awesome because that extra 3 life ends up being so important, and the mana doesn't suck either. And if we already have a Wandertail Mentor, that's just like bonus mana. But this is actually a really big deal because it's going to allow you to do big things on turn 4. Also just let you start gaining life every turn, especially in conjunction with Biza played the turn after. That's a 7 life swing, which sometimes is enough to just win the game on its own. And we're playing Annie Joins Up, so all these things we have that enter the battlefield and trigger or have other triggers, even like Moira, because you will be able to get extra mana when you have an Annie Joins Up out, which is super sweet. I have some Elish Norn, again, things that come into play get to trigger multiple times, especially stuff like Dragonhawk. And there's sometimes I've literally killed people with Dragonhawk, never even attacking. Like, I've just had it play, trigger like 3 times twice, that's 12 damage, that's it. Like, so good stuff with this card. Of course, Roxanne, kind of the same thing here. You know, if you have something like Elish Norn, you're going to get to do a bunch of extra damage. If you have Annie Joins Up, you're going to get 2 triggers to get those meteorites. And the big dinosaur we can go get is Atali, because if Atali triggers more than once, that's usually going to be the end of the game. And if not, we often have enough mana that we just flip Atali to the backside and attack. So yeah, this is just a big crazy pile. It looks weird, it's a bunch of different things going on, but it actually works. So enjoy the ride here. As always, if you get to the end of the video and you think, I want to play this crazy pile, well, I'll have a link down in the description. It'll take you over to our Moxfield link, a channel sponsor, where you can download this and then just have some fun with it in Arena yourself. But let's go show you how all this mess works together. Okay, let's keep it. I mean, if we can draw a 3rd land, this is real nice. If we can't draw a 3rd land, it's real sad. But we'll see which way it goes. Oh, I guess I should have asked for an untapped land, huh, deck? My bad. I mean, good news, there wasn't a cut down. The opponent might just play Bat here, and that actually works out for us. One of the few times I would rather them have a bat than have a kill spell. Oh, they had an edict. Ah, well. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. Are we just playing against a discard deck? Because if so, this isn't the worst thing, believe it or not. This goes and gets us a land, so we're probably just going to go get the mountain. Play the mountain. Alright. Sure, that's reasonable. Ooh. Ah. Dang. Oh, this is tough because we can get rid of... Nah, we need to get to lands. Ah, that sucks. Kind of want to get rid of the Bandit's Talent, though. It's a little bit of a tough situation. I was going to say if we can get an untapped land, it's real nice, but I think we're just going to do this. And attack. I really wanted to play Roxanne there, but I think getting rid of that is more important. And now there's a Shieldred. How do you want to deal with this? I mean, we have choices. We could just play this and start working. No, we're not. We're going to do this. Because this will deal extra damage to Shieldred. And now Shieldred's in no man's land effectively on if you want to block or not. Because if you don't, you're going to lose Shieldred anyway to the Roxanne. Alright, their call. I ain't mad about it. Alright, Shieldred goes away. That'll do it. Yeah, I was willing to let them block with the Shieldred there. I didn't really mind. Because either way, we're getting this back with the mana. Even if they have something to make us discard, worst case scenario, we're going to get to play Dragonhawk next turn, unless they specifically make us discard this card. And then Dragonhawk's going to see at least 2, if not 4 things. And we have tons of mana to play all the stuff. Plus, we still had a creature land. So we were in really good shape there, even if there is a weird board sweeper or something. This is reasonable, actually. Not exciting, but serviceable. Sometimes that's all you can ask for to start with. Alright, they went got a Plains. I don't know quite what that means just yet. A Lurker Bat. Alright then. Pass the turn. We might need to use both these Get Lost before we actually do anything else. Speaking of which, that is definitely one thing we would like to kill. Before it even has a chance to get counters or anything. They kept it on top, so I'm going to assume it's a land. But I'm going to wait here for a... Well, This is interesting, because I kind of want to play Watley here. And then we could Fortune plus Torch the tower next turn. Or we could Fortune now, play Watley, get a land next turn, use that land to kill the bat. No, I'm just going to pass. I'm probably just being too cute here, but I think playing Fortune is probably the right call. Alright, we'll just do this before they have a chance to do anything with it. Oh, they didn't even leave a land on top? Wow, okay, well, that's the game. Yeah, I'm genuinely confused that when they surveilled or scried, what they would have left on top there. Like, I was assuming they had a land, so they'd play something for 3 mana, and then we might want to kill 2 things, but there, it was just like, well, we just kill it, and then wait and see what happens. Next turn, I think we just play Watley, play a land, and then after that, we're kind of off to the races. So, yeah. Weird game. Oh, this is rough. No green mana there. Still no green mana. Should have kept the other hand. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of that. Not sure if it's a good call or not. We'll find out. Why just forest, then nothing? Those type of things always make me nervous, because I'm like, why did you just play green, and then do... What hand do you keep? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. You're going to go search. Fair enough. But it's all green? This is just some wild rampy pile. I'm actually going to probably be wishing I had that Annie joins up, honestly. What is even going on here? I mean, I guess we attack? They're probably just going to search again? I mean, this is probably just ramp into... It's probably like mono green Smuggler Surprise. If I were guessing. Yeah, that's sort of what it feels like. We're going to have to leave the Get Lost up, I think. Is the only way we can potentially not lose. Get the red land. Why not? And now it's a railway brawler. Huh. So they're going to brawler into Elder, most likely. Does brawler into Elder do anything to us? Because then we get to a Tali the next turn if we play a Roxanne now. I mean, I guess that's mostly fine. I've not encountered this situation before. All right. Yep. Yep, you got it. The good news is we knew exactly what was going to happen this turn, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We attack, that land doesn't come into play though. That sucks. 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna be short 1 to do what I want to do. Well, I guess the plan is this. I mean, we could always get one off the top, right? Okay, we did. Oh, we got our own brawler. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Get rid of this knucklehead, I guess. Like, they have a 10-10, but whatever. We'll deal with that. That's a problem for future us. 10-12, actually. But we do have another get loss. So our plan right now might be just flip a Tali at some point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, we're still 1 short. Got to get an untap land. Like I say, destroy our artifact, which will slow our mana down. No, we're just going to gain life? Okay. They'd rather use the mana to turn that into a 4-4. Alright, there's another brawler. So we're going to have to decide what we want to use this for. By the way, we can always go get another a Tali by flipping this when we're ready. Alright, so we get a really big Biza. We get an extra card. Alright, opponent's giving up. The play here was just going to be get rid of the 10 power creature and then just attack, attack, attack. Because if we know they're just drawing a railway brawler, they only have 6 mana. So at that point, just attack. If they take some combination of 7 to 12 damage, that's, oh hell, even attack with the brawler. Like, that's probably going to be the game next turn, regardless. So yeah. Started out looking scary, but getting that get lost off the top from the Atali helped all we needed it to. Oh no, mulligan. Can't keep that with no red cards. Keep this, get rid of 1 mentor. Like, I kind of wanted to keep both, but like at some point we kind of need these cards. And I was about to say, we had 3 draws to get a 4th land. So we're not that upset if this were to die. Sucks for next turn, but after that, we're all good. Oh, well, crap. Yeah, we get some life and a card, so sure, why not? Get to grow our mentor. Let's do it. Oh, we have a backup and he joins up. Because I almost did that first so we could get extra cards when we play the Biza next turn. But looks like it didn't matter. Alright, I'm going to assume their hand is at least some type of kill spell for Biza. Alright. Didn't really want to use a land on that anyway, so kind of glad. And then next turn, we're in pretty good shape now. We can play a land tapped. We can play any joins up. We get 2 triggers off the Roxanne. Like, if they have a sweeper after that, we'll have plenty of mana to start attacking with creature lands. So, sure. I mean, really, if the opponent doesn't do anything, we just attack with creature land this turn. Right? Or we just play a Tali. That's the other thing we can do. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. Why not? I mean, this should do it. Rush of Dread. We can't really do anything with that. We get an anti-joins up. Sure. We can't pay anything, so that just goes away. Decline. Anti-joins up has no real targets, but that's okay. We just get extra triggers when we attack with Roxanne. I thought they had maybe a kill spell in hand or something, and I would have just attacked it even instead of playing the Atali, and I could have saved that for the next turn, but yeah, no clue what they're doing. I mean, they're just scrying every turn and not even casting anything. Like, I don't know what hand you keep here where your plan is just map, scry, scry, scry. Because now, even if they sweep the board, it doesn't matter. We have all the mana in the world to attack with the creature lands. I mean, we wouldn't even fear, like, a breach, the multiverse or anything here. Because the Roxanne triggers kill them. Atali tramples over most stuff they would get. We can activate both creature lands so they don't have enough blockers. And we still have a bunch of sweet top decks we could get. So, yeah, I don't know what the plan was here. Yep, you get 2 copies of whatever you want to do. I mean, we're at 24, so do your thing, opponent. Yep, I will lose all my creatures. You got me. We lose that and that. Yeah, exactly. I was like, it doesn't really matter. Now, I will say, now that we see what they're doing, a little bit diabolical. Like, they kept a very greedy hand, obviously, hoping to just hit their mana, survive until they actually got to flip the map, or the treasure map, so they could get the treasure, and then try to go off with this insanity. So, alright, I get why they kept what they kept. It just didn't get there for them. Yes, we will keep this. Could end up being a little bit awkward with 2-tap lands, because we end up having to play this so that we can use Get Lost. It doesn't feel great. But if we don't, it's fine. We play this tapped on 2, and then we have options of Watley into Annie Joins Up or whatever else. But, you know, that's always a plan. Oh, I have to put this in the graveyard. Hopefully they don't have anything to steal it or reanimate it. Ah, dang it. Wish I would have played this turn one. I guess I could have thought about that. Having double tap lands, I probably could have done that, because we do have 4 Torch the Tower, so would have made a little more sense to play that turn 1 and give us some options. Whereas, like, if we play this, the only option we have is to play untap land and to get lost. And that does make a difference. Alright, you got it, fam. Ooh, what does this do for us? We can play Fortune, which is a 2/4. We get to scry. Yeah, alright. I'm willing to gamble. This is where we are getting a little bit greedy. But I'm just gonna probably not block with Fortune next turn. At least not for one turn. Because the plan, if Fortune lives, then we can play Watley, search for a land, likely a red land, so we'll be able to torch the tower. Then we attack. Fortune blinks Watley. We get another land, which means then we're ready to unlock Roxanne with Fortune, or just Roxanne with any joins up, and that's probably good enough, assuming we're at least like 6 life. Whole lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda going on here, but we'll see. We do want at least 1 land guaranteed, so I'm okay with that. We can also opt to not do anything and just leave up both our removal cards, which is probably reasonable, to tell you the truth. We attack, they rage, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to block. Oh, they don't have a rage here, because if they did, they would have also attacked with the Scoundrel. So the plan is just shock that. Oh, that's real good for us. All we took is 4 this turn, despite all that? Hell yeah. Count me in. Like, that's great. Alright, so we'll go ahead and use this for one of these. And then we're still well protected next turn, because one of 2 things happens. Either we get a 5th untapped land, we play Roxanne, kill both of whatever they play, right? Or we play something like Quatley, go get a land, and then we have options of these other 2 things. Both equally good. Yep, draw more cards, makes sense. That doesn't even give it... Oh, it gives a mouse +1, right? Yeah. Obviously, they have other mice in the deck. That doesn't surprise me. They just didn't have them. This deck's usually play the one we just saw in the double strike mouse. Oh, opponent. Why? Why would you do that? Let's tap this arena. Let's get green out of this. Not gonna lie, we're feeling pretty confident now. Let's go get a mountain and a plains, because we do get to search twice. And then we'll just pass the turn. Like, they have 1 card in hand. I don't think we lose from here. Unless they just draw a straight burn the rest of the game and just go up top. But I don't think they have any other real options here. Yeah, once we kill that, it's pretty much game over. We're just to get it. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing they can do. Yeah, and I've said this in other videos too, but if you notice, a lot of these hyper aggro red decks or red-green low-to-the-ground decks, you know, they don't have as many creatures as you think. You look at a lot of those lists, it's like 16 creatures or something. But it's a lot of creature enhancements. This version actually plays a lot of burn. But if you can kill 1 or 2 creatures and weather the storm, get a blocker down to save some life, after that, you're solid. Because now you're just removing everything. And as long as you're at 6, 7 life, we have ways to gain life and even get out of that hole. And then we just start attacking. So, yeah, that's all you got to do sometimes. Just don't panic. Yep, we will definitely keep this. So this kind of has the situation we want here. Only difficult thing is we'll find out on what land we draw on turn 1, what we want to play first. If we want to be able to prioritize a Wandertail Mentor. Alright, I think we're just going to do this. Because if this is some type of Bats deck, we'd like to be able to unlock Torch the Tower to kill something. But if Watley had been, say, the red-green fast land, then we probably wouldn't care what we play, because then we just get to play Wandertail Mentor regardless. So now that we can't play Wandertail Mentor here, I think I'm just going to do this. Oh, yeah, that guy. Well, we definitely weren't expecting to see that. So I'm not going to lie, that's a little bit disappointing. So now I'm just trying to figure out what we want to do here. What order all this needs to happen. I think we do this. I don't want to panic kill anything yet. Because we might want to kill, say, like Shieldred. We'll end up taking probably 6 to 9 off of this regardless, but alright, that's fine if that's all they're doing. That actually works for us. We can live with that as an outcome. Now, if they play a second one, I was gonna say that could have got kind of gnarly. Wouldn't have been happy with that. They know we have this. Let's go ahead and play that. I'm going to attempt to kill this. If they have a way to save it, we're probably dead, but we'll find out. Okay, they don't. Alright, so we have a 3/3 Wandertail Mentor that doesn't die to a cut down, but they would have responded there if they had one, I'm sure. So now we just got to start finding our big cards. We have access to all the mana that we need. Now we just got to get there. There is a Shieldred. Would you mind having a land there, please? Nope, you had a cut down. Of course you did. You're not the worst thing. We'll play this first. And I guess I'm just going to attack. You're not blocking here, opponent. Just take the 3. See, we do have a trick here, though. If the opponent blocks, then we shoot Shieldred. And then the opponent ends up ultimately still... Shieldred dies, because this would have became a 4/4, because that would have been our 4th mana spent during the turn. But, I mean, if they have any kill spells or whatever here, we're probably toast. This was the main reason I was a little concerned. And that went to a 7. I couldn't have just left that as a 4. Or as a 6. Because then... Alright, well... We'll just die over a couple turns here. Is what it is. Sure, why not? Like, this is a weird-ass deck. But they got us. Our draw was so bad for that pile. Yeah, we weren't going to win that one. Okay. Let's keep it. Not sure how the subsequent turns are going to look just yet, but it's probably going to be a play Watley, go search for a mountain, if I were guessing. Yeah, we'll just play one of these. I mean, theoretically, it gives us access to 5 lands already, right? Because we have 2 in hand and Watley gets 1. I mean, it may not matter if they just ramp up to whatever they're looking to do. Though the good news is, you don't really see too many ramp variations right now. So those tend to be questionable matchups for us, but you don't run into a lot of them in tournament play. Okay, that's intriguing. I'm not sure what's going down here. Alright, I'm going to attack. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's go. Alright. I'm just figuring this is just going to entice them to play a Sunfall if they've got it. I can't imagine what else they're going to do here. I mean, it could be like a Smuggler Surprise to just put some search for extra lands. Nope, it wasn't even that. Alright. So land Sunfall makes sense here. Unless they just got some big monster. Nope, they're ramping up. Still think this could be Smuggler Surprise. We'll just see how they go about it. Oh, you're going to get lost that. Sure. I mean, I kind of wanted the mana, but not terribly. So this is a little weird, right? We have 2 get lost here. They'll have... Man, I don't know what to do here. I'm at least just going to attack for 2, because I'm not going to not attack. I think the question is, do they have a combination of things in hand that I think we die to with the Smuggler Surprise? I don't think that the answer is yes. So we'll see. I mean, if we do, we do. I chose poorly. We'll find out. But I mean, we're still set up. We can top deck Atalis and like, oh, that's really good too. All right, if we do this for 4, it still leaves us 4 mana up, right? We'd be able to shoot the opponent for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That doesn't kill them. There has to be Smuggler Surprise incoming. I can't imagine it's anything else. So, I think we just attack. Assume it's a Smuggler Surprise. Good news is there's only 4 cards, so they can't, like, surprise and get us. Alright, assumed that was the case. Oh, that's all we got? Can't be a target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Alright, well, off this guy, I guess. I mean, that wasn't nearly as scary as that could have been in reality. Like, that could have been way worse. And again, we can't target this. Of non-green spells. Oh, hold up. Haha. This is green. How you like them apples, Thrun? Alright. And he joins up. Extra bonus feature. We can kill Thruns. I didn't even know that was a thing. That could be a problem. However, we can also kill that. Moira, that'll get us 3 life, which could matter. Opponent's at 10, so we attack for 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not going to get it done. We do this for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we Moira first. And then we do this. We'll spin the extra. Oh, can I not pay the extra? Oh, I thought I could. What the hell? Well, that's terrible. And this only counts for 5. Well, gosh dang it. Did I not have the mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I must have clicked the wrong option. I don't know what happened there. And now I don't have enough for this. Ah, that sucks. I guess I could activate the land and attack. Alright. If they get us, they get us. I definitely did something wrong there. Well, we're not going to die to damage because we got the 2 life triggers, so that's all fine and good. Urza Silex. Man, opponents was really doing rampy things. Well, they're at 5 now, so now we're good as far as that goes. Yeah, they're dead. We just block here, take 4. Those extra 6 life from Moira made a difference, though. Even with the bad clickiness. We'll get green, get red, activate our creature lands. Yeah, so at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I definitely had enough, right? Because it was 2 plus 4, and then this costs 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I think I just misclicked. I'll see it in editing. Don't worry about commenting about it down in the whatever. Like, I'll see it before y'all do, I'm sure. But either way, this does show that, like, even when their deck did what it wanted to do, And we didn't have a particularly great draw. I mean, we drew cards like Torture Tower that are mostly dead against that deck, and we're still able to pull out a win here, so that was kind of nice. All right, let's see what happens. I mean, good news is we managed to find mana. Playing against Golgari, I probably want all the get lost we can have. Pass the turn. Innkeeper's Talent. Okay. Let's kill this guy. Ooh, Wandertail Mentor unlocks this. Okay, sure, let's do it. Mostly because the idea here is if we get Roxanne down, then we can probably get a Tali on the following turn, which is super nice. Kind of want to do that, but this is just the better play. Shoot the opponent. All right. So even if Roxanne dies here, yeah, we're still good. I mean, we get to a Tali, and then... God, you're going to hit lands? Like, geez, come on now. I mean, we can kill that when we're ready, but we needed that to not be a tap land. So now... If we play this for 3, this is only ward 1, so we can kill that. That's fine. So let's go here. Play this. We'll grow our Wandertail Mentor targeting this. Again, if I could say anything about playing this deck, a lot of it is just don't panic. You know, like, it sounds crazy, but that's the strategy in so many ways. It's just don't panic. Like, you can weather the storm of their removal and all that, but you just got to be patient. We will take both of these things. Yep, that'll do it. Alright, so there's a lot to say about this deck as a whole. Like, I think I mentioned it a couple of times in the games we're playing. Is just don't panic when you're playing, right? Know what you're trying to do, know how to get there. Try to think about the next card the opponent's going to play, because sometimes that could be the difference between you saying, hey, I need to play Biza so I can get a couple of blockers and that 4 points of life, versus, okay, let me kill something with the anti-joins up, and then I can get more with Biza or Roxanne the following turn and try to put the game away, right? It's like a real small line sometimes, but if you can figure it out, from that turn on, you're going to lock the game up. I also want to say, like, this deck does have a lot of rares and mythics, so I don't expect a bunch of people are going to run out, build this deck, whatever. But I will tell you, from playing in the standard store championships or whatever so far, a lot of different decks are viable. Like, in that event, I played against a good Golgari Midrange deck. I played against a Otters deck in the finals of the most recent one. And what did I play in the middle game? Oh, I played against Just Guy Control. And we were able to win against all those, just different ways. Don't think you have to lean on any particular card. Just know what you're needing to draw into. You know, if you're playing against something like this card, try to get to where you have 7 lands in play, so that way, no matter what, you can still trigger your Atali, or cast your Atali, right? Or have enough mana to flip the Atali to just end the game in 1 attack step, right? That's a thing too. Remember that those Roxanne meteorites sit around for a little bit, so that could help you as well. So there's a lot of small things, and then ultimately, don't forget you can flip Huatli. There is a thing here, though. If your opponent has mana up, you often don't want to do it, because if you spend your 5 mana, they can respond and target Huatli to kill her before she actually flips. So now you've just spent 5 mana for nothing. So you want to try to get into a situation where it's likely they don't have spot removal, then flip Huatli, so you for sure get the 2 dinosaurs. And the reason that's good is because even if they sweep the board the next turn, you lose the dinosaurs, but you still get to search for a dinosaur, which is going to be a Tali, right? So then you can just go off and do all your things. So she's kind of like wrath protection, if you will, right? Sweeper protection. But again, coming back to Britches, I think if there's a card you want to replace, I could see an argument for it being Britches. Whether you want to replace it with another Moira, or maybe another Fortune because the Scry and then triggering your stuff is really good. Either of those would make a lot of sense. Fortune's also 2/4, which is a big deal because one of the things I noticed is a lot of people trying to play like Jeskai control or the Boros token control things with like the Caretaker's talent and all that. The removal of choice outside of Get Lost for those decks tends to be Lightning Helix and Lightning Strike. They magically deal 3 damage. Fortune is a 2/4. Moira is a 2/4. Those make a huge difference in those matchups. Like, I'm pretty sure at one point against the Jeskai player, he had one of those in hand and then just nothing else that mattered because I wasn't casting anything from that point. So he probably had counters in hand he couldn't do anything with, had spot removal that couldn't kill anything. So I was just attacking with a couple of creatures and that's all it took. So keep that in mind too. That's another reason 4 toughness could be good. And maybe you want to forego britches. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. I will say this also. When you sideboard, this is good. This is a long thing because I played a lot with this the last couple of weeks. But when you sideboard, don't be afraid to take out 1 or 2 Wandertail Mentors because you're probably going to be bringing in stuff like Temporary Lockdown or Brotherhood's End, you know, whatever. So these would just get eaten up by those anyway. So feel free to get rid of those. Also, if you're running into the Borrow or really any of the Hyper Aggro decks or the discard decks, there is also Obstinate Baloth. Obstinate Baloth is a sweet card. It's a 4/4 for 4. If your opponent makes you discard it on turn 1 or 2, awesome. You magically have this 4/4 and you gain 4 life. That'll change a lot of those games on its own too. So you can just mulligan into that as well. So lots of cool stuff going on with this deck. It has a lot of real fun options. Both fun and a little bit difficult to play, but that's kind of the fun of it. But yeah, if you want the rundown of this deck, it's going to be 4 Torch the Tower, 3 Get Lost, 4 Wandertail Mentor, 2 Fortune, 2 Britches, 3 Huatli, 2 Moira Trash Tactician, 3 Biza, 3 Annie Joins Up, 2 Elish Norn Mother of Machines, 2 Dragonhawk Fate's Tempest, 3 Roxanne, 3 Atali, 2 Plains, a Mountain, a Forest, 2 Copperline Gorge, 1 Restless Ridgeline. There's a bunch of different lands here. Battlefield Forges, Restless Bivouac, Brushland. And honestly, I would say, you know, your tap lands like your Lush Portico could probably be replaced with one of the other creature lands if you have them. These are just kind of like, I was expecting a little more control, so I had a few more creature lands in here with the Restless Ridgeline, the Restless Bivouacs, and the Restless Prairie. If you're not expecting that, then maybe you go with more Lush Portico or the red-white one, so that way you could just make sure you have better draws available. There's a few different things you could do, but I'm in favor of the creature lands more than the Surveil lands, to the point that I've even considered just getting rid of this and playing another Restless Prairie, just because there's so many matchups where they sweep the board or do something, and if you're just attacking with creature lands, that's just going to be enough. Wow, I feel like that was a whole lot of information, but if you're looking for something just a little simpler, but still a lot of fun, and you want to play Helga, you want to check out the next video, because we did a lot of crazy stuff, and with some cards, you probably don't get to play with that much, which makes it even more fun. So check that one out. Plus, it helps the channel. I'd really appreciate it. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.